Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Welcome into the final day, day 5 of the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships, live from Te Mato Amaui, Hawke's Bay Regional Aquatic Centre. Joining me, Steve Kent, as you have done for the last 4 days. What a day yesterday. 2 more individual qualifiers for Paris. Kane follows in that 200 backstroke, an emotional time for him after so much work he's put in to see the prize at the end of it all.
Yeah, that was a special swim, not only for himself and his club, but like New Zealand. It just brought everyone up last night, and so a big thanks to him for the rest of the meet. It was really inspirational.
It was Cam Gray in the morning in the 100 metres freestyle, going underneath his own New Zealand record and the qualifying standard. A relief for him to get in, and he came back and won the title that night.
Yeah, not as great a swim at the night time. Those boys, I think, got caught watching each other and trying to suss out how to get it even better, but didn't quite get it right. But that's morning swim. Wow, that was 48.26. Boom, he threw it down, and that ends it out. Another one, improvement from last year's time. So really special.
Helena Gasson turned a backstroke. She won that from lane 3. Some beautiful underwater work and one of a very, very quick time of 2:11.0.
Yeah, big improvement for her in that 200 backstroke over this period of time. Put it together, executed a great race plan, and just off that A time. But man, what a swim!
It was a great swim. Letitia Lee Transom, sub 54 seconds. She was going quick, and probably the second female woman in New Zealand to go under 54 since Hayley Palmer.
Yeah, and probably the fastest non-suit era sort of swim as well. So 53 zone, that's really special, and she did it again, a 53.4 in the relay later on that evening. So that's looking really positive for her for the rest of the year.
Congratulations to the swimmers that also qualified for the Junior Pan Pacific Games yesterday. Multi-class, we had that 50 metre breaststroke, Steve, where we had 3 New Zealand records across 3 classifications in one race. That's quite special.
Those boys in that multi-class event, they keep pushing each other to do these best times. I know also in the 100 freestyle, Finn Russ, first time under the minute as well. So some really special things happening in that multi-class arena.
Quinn Pike continuing her great form with another New Zealand record. She went well underneath her best in that 50 breaststroke, and finishing with a New Zealand record in that 4x100 metre mixed freestyle relay, Club 37 dominating.
Yep, Carter Swift come back after that 100 free final, and back in that 48.6 zone, so that's good to see. He can recoup after not the best swim. Boom, comes back, and a great time for him.
So we now move to the heat session on day number 5. We start with the 800 metres freestyle, 3 of the multi-classification athletes in that one. Then into the 200 metres individual medley for the men. Lewis Clareburt, New Zealand record holder, qualified for Paris in this event. He is the top seed.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see day 5 for Lewis. He's done a lot of racing, so good to see what he does this morning. He's been trying to push it in the heat, so let's see if he can do that again this morning.
Sam Brown in the first heat. He'll be wanting to go close to that 2-minute mark as well. Woman, Gina McCarthy, she's sitting in lane 4 in the second heat for that one. She's about 3 or 4 seconds off that qualifying mark. See what sort of form she's in this morning. 50 breaststroke, the 2 Joshes, Josh Gilbert, Josh Pickett, in the 2 different heats, both posting 28-27 seconds. Be nice to see them. And Monique Wierzowski, Steve, New Zealand record holder, 50 breaststroke.
Yeah, it's always great on this last day to have some 50s of speed and see where our fastest swimmers are in certain events. So that 50 breaststroke will be exciting, and then obviously we've got the 53 coming up after that.
Yeah, it'll be obviously Pickett, Taiko Turepi, Ormsby, Cam Gray across the different heats. What a showdown this one's going to be. You wonder what the tactics are going to be. Are we going to see some fast swims this morning?
I hope so. That's why we're all here to watch, and just want to get behind them this morning as well, get the noise in a heat session and bring these boys along to some fast times.
And the 50 freestyle for the woman, Gabby Farmasili, sitting fastest in the second heat and the last heat there. The New Zealand record at 25.01, but they're going to have to go under 25, Steve, to get that qualifying mark, 24.7.
Yeah, definitely a few girls have that potential there. Gabby, and then Letitia Lee, she could be right up there as well. So that'll be another great race to watch today.
Well, let's get underway with our final heat sessions here, day 5. Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Please put your hands together and welcome our technical officials as they make their way onto pool deck. Introducing your starters for this morning's session. For the men's events, Nick Short. For the women's events, it's Joe Russell. Referees for this morning's women's heats, Jackie Forsyth. And for the men's events, it's Ron Clark. Technical director for these championships is Carlreen Gillespie. Thank you, officials. Please take a seat. First event up on the program this morning, day 5 heats, is event 33, the women's 800 metres freestyle. There is one heat and a timed final this evening.
In lane 3, Lily Fox Mason, Wharenui Swim Club. 4, Ella Bean, Selwyn Swim Club. 5, Quinn Pike, Hamilton Aquatics.
So speaking to Simon Main earlier, Lily Fox Mason perhaps having a crack at this 21-year-old New Zealand record, held at 10:58.62, and so we'll keep a track of that as she progresses through this 800 metres freestyle. We know she had a fantastic 800 metre freestyle, swimming 4:58 flat, and so she'll bring that confidence into this 800, and each of these three swimmers in a different classification, but all pretty close. You've got Ella Ben and Quinn Pike sitting about 3 seconds separated on paper, but Lily Fox a further sort of 30-35 seconds back, but she seems to be working well, and her pace is good in this first 100 metres. through the 300-metre mark now for these swimmers. And this is an encouraging sign for Lily Fox-Mason. She is just sitting 0.1 behind Quinn Pike at the moment. And this could bode well for her attempt at trying to reach or get near to this NZR just under 11 minutes. And let's have a look at where they land at the 400-metre mark, Steve. I think at a 10:58. Where do you think she needs to be? Probably she did that 4:58 in the 400. Probably around a 5:10 mark, I would say, 5:12.
Yeah, it just depends how they're planning out their race, Scott. So if it's to sort of get through, have a strong first 400, 5:16 there for Lily Fox-Mason and 5:18 for Quinn Pike. It's about what that decision, what that plan has been with their coach around the second 400 now, this critical third 200. Do they try to up the rating a little bit? Do they try to build on? Are they stuck in that rhythm? We've got to find those little points of getting aggressive and making sure there's just, like in all swimming, you're just not slowing down.
That's right. That was a good 100, good fourth 100 from Lily Fox-Mason. She increased that lead to, well, she took the lead and now has it by about a second and a half. And judging by that first 400, and she's swimming about 41s, the 41.3 lows. So sort of 122, 123 hundreds. So extrapolating that out, it's still looking very good for this record attempt.
Yeah, just got to keep pushing now. These two girls have got to try and use each other. Hopefully Quinn's looking over at Lily, trying to stay with her, which is going to, help each other out as we go through this little tough period. Here comes that 500-metre mark.
And that was a good 50, that one, down to 40.6. Got good rhythm here, Lily Fox-Mason, just with that breathing rhythm, breathing bilaterally, keeping that stroke nice and even. And Ella Ben here in lane 4. She turns the 500 in 6:53. And for some of the swimmers we spoke to yesterday, quite a varied program today, starting with an 800, finishing with a 50 metres. So they'll have to completely change focus, change gear to bring that sprint in at the end.
Yeah, these 800s at our national championships, normally only one opportunity to get it right as well. It's not like you've got that heat final scenario. So it's more about how I'm getting here early, I'm guessing, this morning for these young ladies, and getting that warm-up right that they've probably practiced hopefully multiple times before they've got here, knowing how to get ready, getting that pacing right in their warm-up. And here's that 600-metre mark. 8 minutes, 0.26 and 8:02.32 for Quinn Pike.
So this could be a really good time for Lily Fox-Mason. I mean, she's got an 11:25. Now that must be an old time. She might not have done it for a little while, but she is going to smash that time, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're looking at this stage around the 10:40 mark. If they carry on, normally there's that little bit of energy left in that last 50. They normally bring it home. So looks like the coaches and athletes from the Wharenui Swim Club on that side trying to wave her on, as well as just getting the record. You actually want to make the record so that the next person has to find it a bit more challenging as well. So trying to beat that record by as much as possible this time.
The record in the S19 is 10:20. That might be a little bit out of reach today. And for Ella Ben in the S9, it is 11:07. So coming up for the bell for Lily Fox-Mason with 100 metres to swim.
9:29.8, so sticking around that 40-second mark. Each 15 this second 400. She's definitely tried to up it in this 800-metre swim.
This has been a very well swum race here for Lily Fox-Mason. And if you look in the program, she was sitting in, well, she's in 3. She's the third fastest on paper, but she has well and truly taken the lead here and attacked this 800 right from the beginning. She had a clear idea of what she wanted to do. And she's really excelled in the middle to long distance freestyle events this week.
Nothing like hearing that bell at the 700-metre mark just to give you a little boost of energy. She's gone through that 50 and a 39, so she's still picking it up as she's gone through.
Let's see how fast she can go. Let's make some noise this morning. This will be a New Zealand record, ladies and gentlemen. She's gone from 11:25 and she will finish around about the 10:40 mark. Nothing like a 45-second PB to kick off the morning. Buries the head, Lily Fox-Mason. What a swim for her. 10:38.47. Superb. 10:44.14 for Quinn Pike, which is also a very good personal best by the looks of it from her time on the program.
Yeah, that's a 9-second PB there for Quinn as well, so really great job by her this morning. Look at the smile on Lily Fox, so that says it all. That's an NZR. What a great way to start day 5.
And just outside the New Zealand record there for Ella Ben, who finishes in 11:10. What a beautiful smile there from Lily Fox-Mason, delighted with her performance. And there is the official result coming through. We'll be back after this short break with event 34, the men's 200 metre IM heats. Welcome back. We move to event 34, the men's 200 metres individual medley heats. There are 2 heats. This is heat number 1.
Lane 2, Max Gardner, Whanganui Swim Club. 3, Callum Lockhart, Viking Swim Club. 4, Sam Brown, Coast Swimming Club. 5, Kevin Zhang, Roscoe Swim Club. 6, Samuel Poaching, North Shore Swimming. 7, Liam Rees, Alexandra Swimming Club.
First swims for some of the swimmers in this event, Kevin Zhang being one of them, the 17-year-old from Roscoe. time of 2:04.42, wanting to get that JPP time, Junior Pan Pacific time, 2:05.37. And if he goes close to his best, he should collect that this morning. And he goes out nice and quickly, Steve.
Yeah, we got a different sort of race happening. Kevin Zhang, first swim of the championships. Obviously, probably got a big program next week at Nags. But then you've got Sam Brown, who's been racing all week. So a few different things will be going on in these heat swims.
And Sam Brown looking to give it a good kick start here this morning. Comes through the halfway mark. He leads by half a body length. Goes through just under the minute. His best 2:02.12. Reminding the qualifying time, a pretty quick 1:57.94. And Kevin Zhang is a strong breaststroker. He'll use that to his advantage in this leg. Samuel Potching in 6, Callum Lockhart in 3 from Vikings.
Sam Brown's had a pretty similar program to Lewis Clarebird this week. Had that 400 AM at the start, but then he's been doing a lot of these 200-metre swims, so good to see him here again in this 200 AM and pushing it this morning.
And in fact, a very good breaststroke leg by Sam Brown there, 36 seconds. And now hammering it home in the freestyle leg. You wonder what his tactics were this morning. He's doing more than just get into the final, that's for sure. Sam Brown down the final 50. Kevin Zhang coming through strongly. And lane 2, that's Max Gardner over there in lane 2, having a pretty good heat swim. And 2:07.208 to win heat 1 and 2.
Yeah, nice solid heat swims there by those guys this morning. Sam looked like he just buttoned off a little bit in that free, wasn't too stressed, just keeping it nice and long there. But definitely looked like he really tried to up that backstroke back, so that must have been a little bit of a tactic this morning. And then Kevin brought it home strong in the freestyle as well, so really exciting for those guys tonight, see where they can get to.
Next up, heat number 2.
Two, Caleb Ludlow, Alexandra Swimming Club. 3, Alicio Aymar, Club 37. 4, Lewis Clarebird, Club 37. 5, Blair Helms, North Shore Swim Club. 6, Harrison Cook, North Shore Swim Club. 7, Curtis Melser, Ngātai Tuatea Atararika Swimming.
Well, the full program continues for Lewis Clarebird, the 24-year-old world champion from February. And the world champion in the 400 individual medley. And he owns the New Zealand record, 1:57.27. He did that Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah, it was a great first 50 and turn there by Lewis. So as we're watching here poolside, as we're watching at home, just watching the skills that Lewis has been doing this week is really top class international stuff. And he knows he still needs to keep working on them, even though this is where he's at the New Zealand level. Got to keep pushing for more.
Well, he's well aware that he's racing against the best in the world come this year. So every little race opportunity he can get to, as you say, tweak all the different things that make up a great individual medley swim, he'll be trying to do that. Mitch Nairn will be watching closely how he goes in this heat this morning, but definitely, Steve, he is, as he's done all week, really pushing this heat.
Yeah, great to see another great performance here by Lewis. A 34.82 on that 50, through in a 1:31.67. So likely around that sub 2 minute mark this morning, which is always great to see on New Zealand shores. You know, it wasn't long ago that 2 minutes was the barrier here in New Zealand. the brother Dean Kent, 2 minutes was that New Zealand record, and then Bradley Ashby, Lewis Clareburt came along, boom, we're down these 159 marks and below.
And a sub 2 minutes to take the lane 4 position for tonight's final. Blair Helms comes in. He will sit second or third. That might get him into lane 3. And third to the wall was Caleb Ludlow over there in 2. So it's going to be an interesting final tonight. And we move now to event 121, the men's 200 metres individual medley multi-classification.
Lane 2, Luca Williams, Wharanui Swim Club. 3, David Beck, Club 37. 4, Asher Smith Franklin, North Shore Swimming. 5, Ian Chen, St. Paul Swimming. 6, Joel Watkins, Pukekohe Swim Club. 7, Joseph Blake, Hamilton Aquatics. Strong start in the middle lane. Asher Smith Franklin through in a 29.73. Already a couple of records this week after getting the Domestic Para Swimmer of the Year award this year for breaking 53 New Zealand records last year. He's already on that path to breaking a lot more. So great solid backstroke here by Asher as well.
Record-breaking form, as he always is, Asher Smith Franklin. He loves to race, and he's got a great environment there at North Shore Swimming Club. He's hungry, and he's got a huge future in this sport. And Steve, it's so good to have these records in the books here across the classifications, giving extra incentive, extra motivation. At the end of the day, these swimmers are wanting to just swim the best they can every time, getting these PBs, and nice to be able to record those records in the books.
Yeah, exactly. National Champs is about doing personal best first and foremost, Scotty. Fortunately for some of these guys, those PBs mean national records as well. So great to see them being aggressive through every race. I'm sure their program's almost just as big, if not bigger than Lewis Clareburt, some of them. So great to see them just race, and still keeping improving.
2:16.9, the New Zealand record for Asher Smith Franklin in the S14 class. Seems to be pushing this heat. And Ian Chen, who has been in record-breaking form too in the breaststroke, swimming a 32.9 last night, and a win for this heat for Asher Smith Franklin. Ian Chen coming through.
2:30.6 for
2:30.
Ian Chen.
I think we're going to see some records tonight, Steve. They seem to really bring it for the finals, these guys. Coming to the wall, that's David Beck over there, and Joel Watkins. And we've got the two S18s on either side of the pool, Luca Williams and Joseph Blake. And it's amazing how, being completely separated, these two are very similar in their skill level, and often finish within 1 or 2 seconds of each other in these middle distance events.
Yeah, some great little battles going on between these two young guys. Great to see that coaches on the side really trying to wind them up for this last 50, knowing that, Luke, I think, has the 200 IM SM18 record of 3:51.93, so looks like Joseph got a little lead on him at this stage this morning.
So 3:51 is the NZR for S18, and they're going to be a bit outside that this morning, but maybe we might see that tonight. They turn it on for the finals. Round of applause for our multi-classification 200 metres individual medley. Well done. And that's the official result. We move now to the next event, event 35, the women's 200 metres individual medley heats. There are 2 heats. This is heat number 1.
Lane 2, Melissa Cowan, North Shore Swimming. 3, Talitha McEwen, Mount Maunganui Swim Club. 4, Zalika Pratt-Smith, Coast Swim Club. 6, Charlie Two's Coast Swim Club. 7, Helena Hutmeyer, Coast Swim Club.
So a vacant lane 5 here in heat number 1. Zalika Pratt-Smith, she loves the individual medley. She's got the fastest time in this heat by 6 seconds. She's had a busy program, and she won that 400 individual medley, wanting to do the double here today.
As we've seen in most races, Zalika comes through in that backstroke and breaststroke legs. She'll be wanting to do the same here this morning. Talitha McEwen right on her hip here in this backstroke, but Zalika in that 200 breaststroke final, 100 breaststroke final, she'll be looking to break away on this 50 coming.
Formerly from Tauranga, now with Coast, and Talitha McEwen swimming for Mount Maunganui. Now really starting to put a dent in this field, and the breaststroke, her favoured breaststroke. Her best 2:18.10, looking at the New Zealand record 2:12.12 and Olympic qualifying standard 2:11.47. And there's no doubt she will be making the final this evening. And Melissa Cowan coming through, perhaps the second place if she can hold this. She's coming home strongly, been a part of the North Shore relays as well, had a busy program. Talitha McEwen will come home for third.
Yeah, solid heat swim there by Zalika. Really took on that breaststroke leg there, so that's setting her up nicely for being in those middle lanes for the final. Heat 2 coming up.
Next up, Heat 2.
Lane 2, Ariella Riley, Hamilton Aquatics. 3, Alex Campion, United Swim Club. 4, Gina McCarthy, Hamilton Aquatics. 5, Helena Gasson, Coast Swimming Club. 6, Maya Adams, Raumati Swimming Club. 7, Amelie Austin, St. Paul Swimming Club.
Gina McCarthy has opted out of her 400 metres individual medley this championship. She's just gone the 200 plus the backstroke events this week. Helena Gasson takes them out quickly through the butterfly. A great performance in her 200 backstroke yesterday.
Yeah, good to see Helena doing it for the Coast Swim Club here in this 200 IM today. Main races are sort of over in theory, so good to see her back in this IM where she's won multiple national titles, and obviously this morning a little bit of tactical stuff around just making that final tonight potentially as she goes through in a nice cruisy backstroke 50 there.
Yep, just getting herself in position. And Gina McCarthy, a former 200 breaststroke and 100 breaststroke national champion, starting to show some of that form, and on her outside that's Alex Campion from United in 3. Over there in 2, Ariella Riley from Hamilton Aquatics, Amelie Austin and Maya Adams on this side.
All turning nice and even on through that 150 mark. So, yeah, looks like Helena's in the heat mode this morning. Doesn't look like they're all really pushing it. Maybe Alex in lane 3 having a really good swim for herself. Looks like her first race of the championships with a big program probably next week at NAG. So good to see her pushing through next to to Gina and Helena.
Yeah, very tactical heat here. And Gina McCarthy will win it, 2:22, so they'll be sitting around the middle lanes for the final.
Looks like a little PB there for Alex Campion in lane 3, so good to see her start of her program this week and next week to start well.
That concludes the women's 200 individual medley event 35. And there's the official result. Next event is event 122, the women's 200 IM multi-classification. There was one heat.
Lane 3, Mackenzie Drag, Aquagym Swim Club. 4, Chloe Gladwin, Whakatane Swimming Club. 5, Ella Bean, Selwyn Swim Club.
Well, Ella Bean's done it tough. She's straight out of the 800 freestyle. A little bit of a quick warm down and into another challenging event, the 200 IM. That's what we're talking about, this tough program this week for some of our multi-classification swimmers. And good on them for putting themselves up for these events.
Chloe Gladwin first through that first 50, 37.48. She holds the New Zealand record at 2:54.5 for the S19 category. So good to see Chloe back. She's had a great week of racing, Scott.
She has. She should be very proud of herself. And that's what does motivate a swimmer. It is doing the work and coming to these meets and getting gains, getting improvements on their times. Then they can go back and feel that what they've done is worked out for them and take them through to their next stage of their training and what's coming up in the year. And swim meets and championships are a part of that motivation, having blocks of training, working towards the next goals with their coaches. And for many of these multi-classification swimmers, starting to have international meets pop up on the calendar for them, which adds to that excitement for the sport.
Can see Chloe going to have a big future, you know, only 16 years of age as well. Scotty already at Open Championships and where she races with the multi-class athletes, so great to see her just continually performing as well. And one really amazing thing is at the end of the night, you know, after the session's finished, I see her and her coach doing all those really good processes, really good loosen down, straight back in the pool, getting ready for the next day. So some really good process already happening with her training and racing, and you know, doing those things in the dark where people don't normally see what they're doing is really special. So great for her and her coach.
Just touching on that, Steve, in terms of that process at a championship like this, what does a typical swimmer do between the breaks?
Yeah, well, after normally a bigger loosen down, depending on when your race fits in the program, you know, get back, refuel, and get that rest in. Or, you know, for me, I like to get out and get outside for a little bit of fresh air as well when it got to the afternoon. So, yeah, but it's all about, you know, continually working on what's best for you.
Well, here comes Chloe Gladwin for the win, 2:53.01 in this heat.
That's a New Zealand record, Scott. 2:54.5 was the old New Zealand record of her own, so now she's gone and just broken another one. So well done, Chloe. 2:53.01, New Zealand record.
And Ella Ben just looking like she was getting in there for the final tonight. And Mackenzie Drage just coming through in her final 50 now. She's looking for a time of 4:05.55. Or faster, she'd hope.
Yeah, Mackenzie's been doing personal bests all week, so that's great to see. So day 5 now, she'll be looking to keep pushing as she looks like she really is on this last 50. So great to see her in this IM going for another personal best.
Well done to all of our women in the multi-classification 200 IM. We'll see you tonight in the final. And we'll just wait for that official result. Congratulations to Chloe Gladwin on another New Zealand record, S19. Nice and beautifully relaxed stroke of Ella Ben coming in. And there's that result. We'll be back after the break for the men's 50-metre breaststroke heats. Welcome back to live coverage here, the final day of the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships, live from the Hawke's Bay Regional Aquatic Centre. Moving now to event 37, the men's 50 breaststroke. There is 2 heats ready to swim as heat number 1. The splash and dash for the breaststrokers. Josh Pickett, 28.23, gets away nicely down the first 25.
Yeah, Josh Pickett heading to the Oceania Championships in a couple of weeks' time, so he'll be looking to really have a good, this is his first event of this week as well, so he's been looking to really dominate this morning.
Yeah, would have been looking forward to this day all week, watching his swim mates. 28.58. And good solid heat swim, 0.3 outside of his best time. Looking at the rest of the field, we had the visitor, Teva Gehan. And all about getting away quickly, good powerful pull out underwater and then getting into the work. And that mixture of holding that glide and that increasing that rating over the 50. And you can always get it wrong in the 50 breast by trying to change that stroke too much. So Caleb Carlisle touching second, just under 30. Next up, heat number 2. The winner of the 100 and the 200 breaststroke in lane 4, Josh Gilbert. Away he goes. Well out in front already down the first 25. He's got Eli Litton and Riley McGurr either side.
Completely different stroke to his normal here, trying to up that rating through this 50. Trying to find the power, still trying to find that little bit of glide coming through. Eli Litton in lane 5 coming through strong as well.
And a first qualifier for the final, Josh Gilbert, 28.3. Eli Litton looks strong as well. He'll be in lane 5. And then it'll be Josh Pickett in there as well. Sorry, he'll be in lane 5, and then Eli Litton in 3.
Club 37 will be looking for that trifecta, gold, silver, bronze tonight, so that'll be a great race by those guys. As we talked about in the 200 with Lewis, that little bit of banter that goes on in the Club 37 for, mixing it up there, so that'll be a great race tonight.
Moving now to heat 1 and the only heat of the women's 50 breaststroke. New Zealand record holder Monique Wierzalski, the winner of the 100 metres breaststroke in that 1:07. And here she goes down the 50 in lane 4. Helena Gasson, fresh off her 200 IM in lane 3.
So is Zolika Pratt-Smith and Melissa Cowan. So, quite a few girls backing up after that IM, but Monique definitely taking on this heat swim this morning.
What a gulf between first and second here. Just showing her class. Monique Wierzalski, 30.87, just outside of her best, lifetime best. And second goes to, I think it was lane 5 there. It quickly disappeared. Zolika Pratt-Smith.
Yeah, knowing those girls were all going to make the final there, it's just about swimming through. But good to see Monique having a crack at that NZR this morning. She'll be back tonight, ready to take that one on.
It was Cowan that got second, Huttenmeyer got third. And we'll head to a quick break before coming back for the heats of the men's 50 metres freestyle. Welcome back to the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships, and we finish this heat session with the splash and dash, the 50 metres freestyle, kicking off with the men's event 39. There are 5 heats, and ready to go is heat number 1. And a nice start there by Max Gardner and Samuel Potching in lane 2 and 3, and then Iko Shibuya and Dominic Faulkner on the other side. Coming down now, starting to wind up, is Iko Shibuya in lane 5. He's neck and neck with Samuel Potching at the moment. 5 metres to go. It's going to come down to the touch. Heat 1, 24.71.
Yeah, Poaching gets that little win there for the North Shore Club. Good to see some little battles. Looks like those boys, some green lights on the board. That may be some little PBs, so good to see still on this last day. Maybe not their usual event, but good to be entered in this 53 and just have a bit of fun as well.
Yeah, and all of these boys, they had posted 25 something, so some of them going under 25 maybe for the first time. Always a milestone. Next up, it is heat number 2.
Nice clean start away here in the second heat of the 53. In the middle lanes, we got Roelof Stotzer from the Netherlands. He's over here training with the Coast Swim Club at the moment. But over in lane 2, Crocodile Frost having a crack versus Otaki Titans and Samoa. Looks like Crocodile Frost going to take this one out, 24-3.
Steve Kokoro Frost just stormed it from the beginning, and he kept the head down. Great rating, and he just owned that heat number 2. Yeah. Look at him from the halfway mark here, and it was lane 4 that gets there second.
Great to do it for Otaki in that one.
The visitor from the Netherlands. Yeah, great swim there for Kokoro Frost. Next up is heat number 3. Carter Swift second in the 100 metres freestyle. What can he do in the 50? Away he goes down in lane 4, starting to wind it up. Carter Swift at the halfway mark, quarter of a body length lead over the rest of the field. Puts his head down, no breast, I'm sure one there. Puts his head down now in the final 10 metres. Carter Swift, 22.55. And that looks to be a slender improvement on his entry time of 22.57.
When you watch his dive and all the effort he puts on there, that's nice and strong. Off the block here, just see him absolutely launch it. Nice style. Got that one breath at about the 35-metre mark, and then boom, strong into that finish.
And it looked to be Cale Twist and then Jack Hendy, his clubmate from Club 37, for second and third. It was. And moving now to heat number 4 of 5 of the men's 50 freestyle. The dual New Zealand record holder in lane 4, Michael Pickett. Qualifying time 21.96, a best time of 22.11. Michael Pickett, the hovercraft, coming down with 15 metres to swim. Half a body length clear at the moment from Zach Dell. Michael Pickett, how quick can he go this morning? 22.19, just outside his own New Zealand record. And he currently sitting in number 1 spot with 1 heat to go.
Strong performance this morning by Michael Pickett there. He definitely does the no breath 50. Was building his rhythm all the way through. Just off that best time, so looking for more tonight.
And let's have a look at second and third in that heat. It was Zach Dell, 22.72, good swim for him. And Liam McGowan touches third for Waimaru Swim Club. Next up is heat 5 of the men's 50 freestyle. First outing for Taiko Torepi Ormsby, the dual New Zealand record holder, the 100-metre freestyle champion in lane 5 with Cameron Gray. Taiko Torepi Ormsby, look at them charge! Look at him charging down the 25. The head nice and buried, no breath yet for Taiko Torepi Ormsby. Well out in front of Cameron Gray, coming in to win heat 5. 21.86. First man to ever go under 22 from New Zealand. Boy, oh boy, what has he been doing in the States, Steve Kent?
Whoa, did you see that bow wave at the front of his head position there, Scotty? He was moving.
Oh, wow, what a swim. 21.86, New Zealand record, New Olympic qualifying standard. We have never seen someone swim so fast in New Zealand. What a world-class swim.
We've been waiting all week for that one, Scotty. I'm sure he has too, and boom, look what happens. Preparation. Wow.
He has not swum this week. He's been saving it all up for this swim this morning, the 50 metres freestyle, and I can't wait to have a chat to Taiko Torepi Ormsby to see how he has delivered such a world-class swim.
In second place there, Cameron Gray, 22.34, but 21.86, New Zealand record, qualifying time.
Whoops, just straight over the account.
Everybody, let's put our hands together again for Taiko.
Woo! Can you stand up? I didn't think we would ever see someone break the 22 mark in New Zealand. That is such a special swim, Taiko. What are you thinking, mate?
I lost for words, to be honest. I've always dreamed about this moment my whole life. To be completely honest, I still can't believe it. I qualified for the Olympics.
You've done it, 21.86. You smashed that qualifying standard by 0.1 of a second, the New Zealand record by nearly 0.25. This is such a magic moment for you. You haven't swum all week. Tell us what you've been thinking about and prepping for this day, because a lot of other people would have maybe thrown in 100 or thrown in something else. You've just sat there and worked away for this day.
Yeah, I've had a process this whole week. I've lucky enough to have my coach come over from Wisconsin to help me out here, and I've been doing some of the sets that he's given me, and going fast last couple of days. I'm just really happy about it.
Tell us a little bit about your Wisconsin journey. You've been away from New Zealand about 3 years now, 2 years, and the studies and the training. How has that prepared you for today?
Yeah, it's a bit challenging. But something my dad always told me was to balance school, swimming, and social life. I feel like this year especially I've managed to get a good balance in that, and that can be seen through my performances throughout the year. Yeah.
The 50 freestyle qualifying time from Olympics, World Champs has always been so fast because the world has gone so fast, and it's always been almost an unachievable qualifying time for a lot of Kiwis. But today, you have made it a reality, 50 freestyler swimming at the Olympics.
Yeah, it can be said throughout the last 12 months, the New Zealand record been broken 4 times. So it just shows the level of, or it just shows how everyone's getting faster in sprinting in New Zealand, which is a little scary for me, but good for the rest of the country, yeah.
Round of applause for Taiko Torepi Ormsby, our latest qualifier and New Zealand champion, 50 metres freestyle. Next up, we move to the next event on the program, the heats of the men's 50 freestyle multi-class.
'53 multi-class in the lead here on this 50. James Hayden coming through. Nice strong race by him.
He's had a good week, Steve, James Hayden. He's been chipping away and had some really good swims, and this is another one. He's been caught a little bit at the end there by Jack Bugler.
27.7, that's a huge PB from the program of 29.18, so fantastic swim there by James.
Clearly Club 37 working for James Hayden. Plenty of sprinters in that team. And that is the result of heat number 1. Next up, heat 2 of the men's multi-class 50 freestyle. medalist Cam Leslie from the Para World Championships last year in this event, lane 2. Coming quickly down the middle, Finn Russ. Just working off that confidence from early in the champs. Finn Russ, great swim here from him. 26.97 New Zealand record for Finn Russ, another one. And he'll be rapt to see a 6 in that, 26.9. And here's Cam Leslie, 38.14. He's well and truly inside the Paralympic qualifying standard for S4 for Cameron Leslie, helping to make this a 4th Paralympics for the absolute legend. And could be a New Zealand record also for in the S18 category. We'll have a look at that, but we will have a chat with Cameron Leslie. And I might go over and see you over there, Cam.
Wait for those official results just to see all those times come through.
There it is, Luca Willems, 37.62, Steve.
Yeah, that's a New Zealand record, but potentially Joseph Blake in the heat before may have got it as well. So really great to see those S18 boys battling it out for those NZRs. So we'll check on those results soon.
We'll catch a word with Cam Leslie. Congratulations, Cam. Another qualifying mark for you and a really good swim this morning. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, real good. The goal was for a no breath 50, never done it before. Did it, good time, happy as, yeah.
No breath 50, just get that, ladies and gentlemen. 38 seconds, all that effort, no breath. Always out, that just helps keep your rhythm. We were talking about this yesterday, about your rhythm and the breathing kind of interrupting that rhythm. Is that something that is important to you right now in terms of getting speed?
Yeah, I think not having legs to kick with, or enough legs to kick with to get actual propulsion. With you when you breathe and there's a pause in your stroke, and in a 50 you don't really want to be having a pause in your stroke. So it's about trying to nail that breath off the dive and get into the work.
In terms of that 50 metres compared to other events where you've just got one lap, what are the other key things in terms of getting off that block and that underwater work and all that sort of thing? Talk us through some of the key things you try and look for in practice.
Yeah, again, not having the full legs, yeah. Don't want to spend lots of time underwater. Like, my propulsion comes from my arms, so I want to get up onto the surface and get moving through the water and make sure I'm actually moving forwards, because when I'm underwater I'm just sort of floating. There is no propulsion forward apart from what you've generated from the dive, which dies pretty quickly.
You've been in this sport at the top level for so long. What keeps you motivated? This will be, I think, am I right, in the 4th Paralympics this year. But at 36 years of age, 34, I'm so sorry. What keeps you motivated at that top level to really keep excelling?
I think I just enjoy swimming. I enjoy the training side of it. It fits really well into my life, but also competition side's fun. It's really hard sometimes to not get lots of competitive racing, particularly classification versus classification. So it's really, I look forward to the big international stuff where I'm in a pool full of S4s alongside me, and you get a bit more competitive, come out and you puff your chest out a bit more and get a bit more of a swag going on than what I probably do in New Zealand.
And also well done on just the growth we're seeing with para swimming, multi-classification swimming. That must be really rewarding. But anyway, congratulations, Cam, on another Paralympic qualifying standard.
Cheers, mate.
Scotty, just to confirm, in Heat 1 of that multi-class 50 freestyle, Joseph Blake from Hamilton Aquatics, 36.92, a New Zealand record for S18. Let's give him a round of applause, everybody.
Well done. We move now to event 40, the women's 50 metres freestyle heats. There are 4 heats. This is heat number 1.
First heat here of the women's 50-metre freestyle. In lane 4, Savannah Eve Martin from the Coast Swimming Club. She'll be looking for a little PB, I'm sure, this morning. When you're in that middle lane, always looking to just stay ahead of the field. Last day, and go for that great swim.
Such a difference from the 50. You've really got to work on that lung capacity. And it is about, as Cameron Leslie said, about that rhythm. You keep your head down, you get that rhythm going.
Yeah, looks like first place there for Savannah, and that's a PB for her of 27.5. So great job to see in these early heats people doing PBs.
And like we've seen before, earlier races creating some inspiration for these 50 freestyle. I'm sure Taiko's swim there would have done that for the women, as Kane Follows did for so many last night. There's that result of heat 1. Next up, heat number 2. Chelsea Edwards in lane 4 with a 25.41. Rebecca Moynihan, the sprint specialist, 4 and 5. Chelsea Edwards has got a lead at the moment. She's looking good. Chelsea Edwards got that head buried with 15 metres to go. No breath yet for Chelsea Edwards. She's going to do the whole lap with no breath. There she goes, 25.50. She's been rewarded with a pretty fast time. Just 0.1 of a second slower than her lifetime best. And just half a second outside the New Zealand record. And there's that result. Rebecca Moynihan second, Nikki Venema third, all under 26. Next heat is heat number 3. The 16-year-old New Zealand age group record holder Zoe Pedersen in 4, Laura Quilter, the 31-year-old who is just swimming out of her skin this week. Laura Quilter leads in lane 5 at the moment. She loves to win. Quilter, a former New Zealand champion over this distance. Laura Quilter, 15 metres to go, takes the one breath she takes in this 50 to gather a bit more energy for the final stages. Quilter's going to win it. 25.42, another lifetime best for Laura Quilter, defying the odds for PBs in her second run at the elite level.
Just wait for those official results to see her on second and third. Emma Godwin, I think, was right up there with Zoe Pedersen. Zoe Pedersen would have been trying to do another JPP time this morning, so we'll just wait for that official result and see what time comes through.
And that result, Zoe Pedersen, 25.83, a junior Pan Pacific qualifying time. Emma Godwin gets in there for third, just over 26. And next up, the final heat of the women's 50-metre freestyle. Gabby Farmasili, Club 37, 25.27, the fastest on paper here. Starting to wind it up down the first 25. Gabby Farmasili out on her own, going well. This is Amy Crosby from United going strong. Letitia Lee Transom, will she wind it up in the final 15 metres, the 100-metre champion? Gabby's done well here. She will win it 25.01.
25.08 there, Scotty, on the scoreboard.
25.08. Look, I'm thinking about the New Zealand record. Just 0.7 of a second behind the New Zealand record there for Gabby Farmasili, and quite comfortably first into the final tonight. And that was a good swim from Amy Crosby there from United. She touches second, I think, just in front of Letitia Lee Transom.
We'll wait for those official results. That'll be a great contested final tonight. All girls from around, hopefully, that 25-second mark. So hopefully that can push them to sneak into those 24s.
Let's wait for that result. And these women will be wanting to see the top 8, to see whether they've made it. It's very competitive. So just waiting on those results to come through. Steve, pretty exciting across the men's and women's 50 freestyle, and here they come. 25.08 for Gabby, Letitia, 25.64 Amy Crosby. She's shut into third. We move now to the final race of this morning's heat session. It is 1:24, the 50-metre freestyle women's multi-classification. Here we go. Let's look at this as Tupou Nufi, lane 6. She's needing a 34.48. 34.48 for the Paralympic qualifying standard. And it's starting to come through. This is Quinn Pike and Chloe Gladwin in 3 and 4. Let's see whether another New Zealand record will fall on the S19. Just outside. And Tupou Nufi, 34.48, she has done it. She is underneath the Paralympic qualifying standard for S8 for the 50 freestyle. So well done to Tupou by 8/100ths of a second. So well done to her. And just as we wait to have a chat to Tupou, we'll ask you to put your hands together and thank our technical officials as they make their way from pool deck. And just looking at those times, there has been a correction. It's just outside of that qualifying mark for Tupou. So it was a good swim, a solid swim for her. And that was a heat, so hopefully we'll see that in the finals this evening. So the winner of that heat was Quinn Pike, 32.01. That was a good sharp time for her. And hopefully Tupou this evening can get that Paralympic qualifying standard. We'll be back after this break to give a little bit of a wrap of all the action from this morning's heats.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Well, welcome back in. Just wrapping up the heat session, the final heat session, Steve, of the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships Day 5. We kicked off with that 800-metre freestyle superb swim from Lily Fox-Mason. After her 400-metre win and Paralympic qualifying standard, she's backed it up in that 800 as well.
Yeah, that was a great start for her in the morning, coming back after some solid performances all week, and then boom, last morning, day 5, these just events that come at us, still to do a personal best entered a great swim.
That's right, 200-metre IM, Lewis Clareburt goes first into the final, the only one under 2 minutes. We'll see a faster swim tonight, I'm sure, from him and the rest of the field. And in the women's event, what were the highlights for you?
Well, yeah, I think it's just going to be a really close final between all those athletes, Gina McCarthy, Helena Gassens, Alika Pratt-Smith, the winner of the 400 IM, so that'll be a really tight race in that 200 IM final for the females.
50 breaststroke's going to be tight, both sitting at low 28s there. Josh Gilbert with a 27. That's going to be interesting just how they attack that one. And the highlight of the morning, Taiko Torepi Ormsby, New Zealand record, qualifying standard for Paris. He bought it all and almost took the roof off here.
Yeah, wow. There's not a lot of words to keep saying about it, but just more than just boom, just really took it on. What I liked about the performance was really, while you were commentating, me getting to just watch what was happening to that water around him, just creating this epic bow wave around himself, and to really just nail all his process. And boom, he's been working for that one for a long time. And I love the words he used. His dream of becoming an Olympian for New Zealand is that's pretty special.
Cam Leslie, another Paralympic qualifying mark for him, and just amazing to think this will be his 4th Paralympics at that level at 34 years of age, not 36. And Gabby Farmer-Seeley in that 50, she looked impressive, just 7 100ths a second outside of that New Zealand record.
Yeah, that'll be a great race tonight, I think, as well, in that 50 free. Also in that the multi-class events, 2 boys going breaking New Zealand records as well in the S18 and S19 category. So, man, those 50 frees have been fast this morning. Let's hope for more tonight.
Well, Steve, it's been a joy to have you in the commentary. I know you can't join me tonight, but I know you would love to with this very packed schedule of finals. But thank you, Stephen Kent, for your efforts, your insights, and thank you for those that have watched at home. We'll be back from 5:30 p.m. for the final session on day 5 here at the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships.